All right, we are back with part 3 of Module 5, Your Main Offering. So, this is really about just creating that working concept for your first or next offering. And this can be a group program, it could be group coaching, or it could be your one on one. So, the way that I'm going to share it with you is more of a group setting. And this is actually the exact process that I used to create this program so that it is easy to understand, easy to implement, broken down so that it can actually be completed. A lot of times what happens with courses and things that people put together is it just becomes so overwhelming that people don't actually complete it. And I really don't want that for you guys, which is why I want to go over my exact process so that you can have a higher success rate with your clients. So I made this mistake in the beginning. I had lots of content. I had lots of ideas. I had lots of things I wanted to share. So when I created my programs, they were chock full of just content, but it was so much content. It was like 5 hours of content every week that people were unable to go through the whole thing. So they didn't complete it. They didn't get the results. And that's not what you want. You really want to create something for your audience, create something for your buyers that's an experience that is easy for them to take in, to digest, to go through the content, to complete the content, and to actually get a result. So that is what I'm breaking down for you today. Like I said, the way that I break it down is really more for like a group type program, but it can certainly be, this outline can certainly also be used for your a one-on-one. Okay. So what we're going to do is talk about your big idea or the working concept for your course or program. So based on your expertise, based on what you are good at and what you know you can help people with, what is the big idea? What is the thing that you want to help people with most? Is it that you want to help them lose belly fat? Do you want to help them create a better marriage? Do you want to help them find their soulmate? Do you want to help them with their social media? So think about the big working concept. This does not have to be exact, but just brainstorm some things about what you want to do. And there's actually, really two schools of thought when it comes to creating a program. You can either have something that's more A to Z, where you're kind of teaching them everything in the program, or it can be very direct. So, for example, you can have Get Paid, which helps you create a steady flow of leads and clients in your business. You could have something like B School that kind of is like an A to Z. I'm going to teach you everything about business in this program. Or you could create something that's like, hey, I am just doing a list building course. The course is strictly going to be on list building. A lot of the big wigs and the leaders in the marketing industry really focus on one thing. You'll see like Jeff Walker's product launch, Josh Turner's LinkedIn selling. So think about which one you want to portray. Obviously, when you're going more niched, you are positioning yourself as the expert in that thing. So really, it's a preference on what you want to do. Do you want to go A to Z? I'm going to teach you everything. Or do you want to go more narrow in? Look, I want to help you just find your niche and discover your ideal client. That's it. I want to help you build your list. I want to help you come up with a marketing plan. I want to help you lose 20 pounds over the holidays. So think about which way that you want to go with that, and just have those big ideas and the working concept for your course or program. Next thing I want you to do is compare competitors. So this is not an invitation for you to get comparisonitis or like actually compare yourself to them and start thinking that you're not good enough and all of that great stuff, but really for you to just see what are they offering. So if you decide to do a list building course, what are some of your competitors doing? Are there other list building courses? What are they selling that list building course for? How many people are buying it? How long is it? How many modules is it? What's the price point? Are they doing it evergreen, or is it something that they do a launch? So you really want to study what other people are doing, because likely what other people are doing, and you'll see a pattern, it's because it's working. So like I said, it's not an invitation for you to just think that you're not good enough or compare yourself to other people, but just to see what they're offering. Next, I want you to think about the key benefits and the problems that it solves. So this is going to be huge because this is going to be the basis of you creating your copy, your sales copy, your marketing, your Facebook posts, all of that for your program. So what is the key benefit? Once they take this program with you, what do they get? You know, what is that end result? What is the benefit? What is the problem that it solves? You have to have absolute clarity and know what this is in order to make your program sellable. You can have the best program in the world, but if you can't convey what the benefits are of someone buying it or the problem that it solves, people just won't buy it. So I want to make sure that you are super, super clear on what that is. All right, next is the key features. So we're going to talk about features versus benefits. Features are the actual things that they get. So calls, you know, do they get weekly calls, a Facebook group, email access to you, X amount of modules, X amount of bonuses. So features are the actual tangible things that they're going to get by purchasing your program or by working with you one-on-one. Benefits are going to be what they actually get from it. So it's not necessarily a tangible thing, but you know, you'll be able to have a marketing plan for the next 90 days. You'll have a exercise and meal plan to implement to lose X amount of weight over the next 6 months. So the benefits are more the things that they're actually going to walk away with as a result of completing the program, whereas the features are the actual tangible things. Next, I want you to think about how you will sell it. And you have this in your worksheet as well, but there's so many different ways you can sell it. Are you going to do a challenge? Are you going to do an email campaign? Do you want to do webinars, live streams? So there's so many different ways that you can sell. You want to do a 3-part video series? You want to do Facebook ads? How will you actually sell the program? And this doesn't have to be just one. You don't have to pick just one. It can be multiple ways. So for me, the things that have worked for me have been challenges and a really strong email campaign mixed with some Facebook ads. For some people, they're amazing at webinars. And so webinars are how they like to sell. So I want you to think about how you're actually going to sell this program. Next, I want you to think about levels of selling. So essentially what I mean by this is there going to be just like your base program that's, you know, $500 or X amount of dollars, and you have like a VIP program that maybe includes a little bit of one-on-one with you. So what are the different levels of your product or service? And you don't have to have this, but it is something to consider. Maybe somebody doesn't want to spend $2,000, but you have an offering that, you know, maybe they can just get the base and the content for $500, but they don't get the actual live calls or the one-on-one or anything like that with you. So just think about that. If you want to do that, like I said, it's not something that is necessary. You don't have to do this, but it is something to consider if you feel like you have clients or potential clients that are in different price ranges, and maybe some people want to work with you one-on-one and they can afford it, but maybe others can't. Next, think about the cost. And so this goes back to our previous module where we talked about pricing. Like I said, pricing is very personal. It's something that has to feel good for you. So make sure you do the F test with the cost. What is the FU price? What is the feel good price? And what is the fantastic price for this? And you're also going to want to see, not necessarily compare or price your things based on what other people are selling it for, but you just want to make sure if every list building course that you see is $500, then maybe you can't sell yours for $3,000. You know, what are people actually spending the money on? What are they actually buying? And then also you also want to factor in, you know, maybe you have more group calls, or maybe you have more benefits, or maybe you have more bonuses or something like that. So cost, you want to just brainstorm on what that would really feel good at and start somewhere. A lot of times when I run a course or a program, especially for the first time, it is at a lower price point, and then from there, I usually will raise it. So I'll let people know, hey, this is the first round. I'm running it for just $9.97. Next time I run it, the price is going to double. So always leave yourself room as well. If this is going to be like your flagship program or your signature program, you want to leave room for that to grow and as far as pricing goes. Next, you want to just see like what makes yours different or special. You're not going to create a program that hasn't been done before. There are So many different programs out there, so many different courses. So you want to figure out, what makes yours unique besides you. Of course, that's going to make, your program unique, especially if you had, the same exact thing as someone else. But, what are some of the things? Maybe you have a different approach to something. Maybe you have extra bonuses. Maybe you have different things that they can do that is different from all the other courses that are out there. So just think about that. What makes yours different or special? Because you'll also be able to use that in your marketing and in your ads in your Facebook posts. All right, so now we're going to dive into the breakdown of the modules. So like I said, this is really the way that I'm describing it is more for like a group coaching program or a group course, but this can absolutely apply to your one-on-one as well. So what is the big idea? What's the main idea for module 1? And then from there, you want to break it down. So I'll give you a perfect example. We're doing it right now. So the main idea for module 5 here is it's content marketing, right? So underneath content marketing, you have sub-idea 1, sub-idea 2, sub-idea 3. You can go to 4 or 5 at the most. I wouldn't go past that. So in this course, you'll see most of your stuff is broken down into either 3 or 4 parts. And it's because of this. So main idea, content marketing, sub-idea 1, lead magnets, sub-idea 2 is your funnel, and sub-idea 3 is your main offering. So then you want to, in your workbook, also come up, what's the outcome or the result? What is the benefit of purchasing this? What is the benefit of them working with you? So you're going to do that for as many modules as you have. I would recommend 6 to 8. I wouldn't go past that just because people tend to drop off. I've done several programs that were 12 weeks long, three months, and people just tend to drop off. So 6 to 8 weeks is ideal. If you have more content and you need to stretch it out, by all means do that, but try to keep it very concise. Main idea 1, sub idea 1, 2, and 3, and then your outcome and your result for each one of those modules. This is really going to help you with your creation of the program, with your marketing, and with your sales page. So essentially, if you have 6 main ideas, you have a 6-week course. 8 main ideas, you have an 8-week course. So like I said, keep this really simple. I'm going to go back to this slide here because I want you to really understand that the more content you have doesn't necessarily mean that the better it is. You really want to break this down in a way that is going to be something that your target audience can actually complete and go with. So you'll notice, like, when we talk about social media, I'm not talking about, every single social media. I don't have a module in there for LinkedIn and Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook. And, I don't have that. In my previous programs, I did, but it became overwhelming, right? Because then everybody thought that they had to do every single one, and that's just not true. So as you're coming up with your ideas and your sub-ideas, I always want you to think of the best option. So what is the top 3 things, or what are the top 4 things that they need to know about your main idea, and teach that. That is what you want to put out there. You don't need to have every single thing under the sun, or every single thing that you do or have done or have tried in order to make it a valuable, great program. You really want to give them the best ideas, the things that worked most for you and your clients, and that is how you're going to create an amazing program that people actually get results from. All right, so your homework. You have 3 sections like I talked about. First is going to be your lucrative lead magnet. So figuring out what that lead magnet is, what is that next step for people to take with you, what is going to be that thing that is just going to grab them and they're going to say, oh my God, I need more. I need to be on this person's list. Your next thing is your 5 email sequence funnel, your client journey, actually creating the funnel. Everything's laid out there for you, what should be in the content. So create that in your workbook and get that out there as soon as possible. And then finally is your course development worksheet and your program course outline. Like I said, this is geared more towards a group coaching or group course. However, this can totally be used for your one-on-one. It would just be, instead of like module 1, module 2, you probably have month 1 where you focus on something specific for month 1. Month 2, you may focus on, a couple other different things. So That's it. That's your homework for this module. I really hope that you guys are ready to create this amazing, amazing content, because this is, like I said, what is going to put you on the map. This is what's going to distinguish you as the expert, as the leader, as someone who knows what the heck they're talking about. How do I know? Because this is exactly what put me on the map. It was just by creating amazing, valuable, relevant content and putting it out there over and over and over again. So that is it for module 5, and I will see you in the next module. Get creating that amazing strategic content, and as always, if you have questions, post them in the group. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.